Moving your meetings online is thankfully very easy. There are a lot of tools that you can be using to do so, be it they actually have to phone in, or you're going to be talking via video, and even you can even post these videos online like I do with these YouTube videos. So welcome to Morning for Visionaries. In today's video, we're of course going over the tools you can use to have virtual meetings. Lately, the big tool that has been making a kind of sort of splash here in the digital world thanks to COVID-19. So that sounds kind of wrong, though, point being, the tool is Zoom. Zoom has been around for a decent while now, and it is a pretty darn good tool. The current complaint of it is that it is a rather privacy not so friendly tool. So if you are worried about privacy, don't use Zoom. Use something like Jitsi, and I'll put the links in the description of the video. But Zoom is a very easy to use tool. You download this application on your computer, and so does whoever you want to talk to. And you can create a meeting, which gives you a new meeting ID, and you can send them an email through the system for that, or you can just send them the link directly via chat, via email, just go to them if you're next to them. And you can have a meeting that way. And of course, it'll need access to your microphone and all that fun stuff. But it's cool. People can call in, people can join via video, and you can even have chat, share files, and a lot of cool things. It is a pretty darn good tool. And best of all, it's free to start. If you're doing a one-on-one meeting, by the way, it's free for unlimited time. If you're doing a meeting of more than 2 people, then you have, on the free plan, you have a limit of 40 minutes. The good news is that if you do want to pay for it, it is relatively cheap. I think, please don't quote me on this number, I think it's $15 a month, which is pretty darn good for the features it offers. Next, if you use Google or the G Suite of applications, then you have access to Google Meets. Google Meets is free, I guess, if you pay for G Suite. And currently, they have enabled enterprise class features up until June, I think. So, which gives you call recording, which is pretty darn cool. And we use that. It also, though, even if you don't use the enterprise features, you do have built in somebody can call in with a unique number. You get unique meeting links, and that is pretty cool. Chat, share files. The video quality is pretty good. I think only slightly lower than Zoom. But Zoom's video quality and Google Meet's quality is, I think, very, very close. And depending on your connection, you'll have various results with either or, by the way. But Google Meets gives us pretty good communication stuff. Nobody needs to install anything. It works right in your browser. You can use it from Chrome, Firefox, your phone, if they have Hangouts installed, which gets kind of weird because where there's Hangouts, Meets, and Google Chat. Anyway, so Google Meets, if you have the G Suite, anybody can join, even if they do not have a G Suite account, because almost everybody has a Google Gmail account, and I think that's the only requirement. So they can just log in with that. So that's pretty cool. So kind of a plus and minus of each. Both are free. With G Suite and Google Meets, you do have to use a browser, of course, and probably need some sort of Google account, the free one or not. With Zoom, you do have to download the application. Everybody does. So plus and minus of each. Next, you can use something called Jitsi. The problem of that is that it does require some setup. And it is self-ish hosted. You could probably find some applications and services that use it, which can help out with making that a lot simpler of a setup. And it is privacy focused, which is pretty cool. And especially if you do self-host it, it is free other than your server cost. So there's that. We use Rocket Chat, for example, instead of Slack, for our team communications. And that has Jitsi built in. So we can use that for our video calling, which makes everything free. But we actually use Google Meets because it gives us unique links and we can schedule things, which is kind of nice. And it integrates with Google Calendar, which for us is a big, big thing because we use Google Calendar because we use G Suite. So there's that. There are other tools which kind of get confusing at times because they are webinar-focused tools. There's another tool we have called Big Marker. Big Marker is a kind of expensive, video webinar platform thing, and it is kind of nice, though. Because we got on a deal, we also got meeting rooms in there. And we use the meeting rooms once in a while for these virtual calls. And also people can call in, which is very important. Other than that, you can use your project management software if it enables it. Microsoft Teams allows it. Basecamp, I think, has some integration with some video calling tools. Zoho has team calling integration tools. Bitrix 24, which was actually one of my top choices for project management tool a while back that can include video calling. I think they included on their free plan, but they for sure included on their paid plans. So that's one to include. And here's a fun one that many people don't think about. If all else fails, you can always use Facebook for your virtual meetings. Is it potentially ideal? I don't know, you tell me, but you can use it to do calls between a group, between a person, and all those fun things. They also have recording, of course, available. So those are my ideas for how you can move your team meetings from the real world to online. The easiest ones, honest to goodness, are the tools built into any tools you currently have, such as G Suite, which has Google Meets. Outlook, I'm pretty sure, can integrate with Microsoft Teams, so you can use that. And I'm told that works absolutely wonderfully. If you work in a larger corporation, you can still use Skype, though that has kind of gone by the wayside because their focus after being bought by Microsoft, has really shifted from Skype Consumer to Skype Enterprise. So there's that. And then there's a few other tools. So I do recommend the Microsoft tools or G Suite with Google Meets or Zoom. Those will be the three I highly recommend to move your team meetings, especially if you're a startup or a mom and pop shop. Those are absolutely wonderful ways to do online meetings for free, which is the important part these days. So that's it for today's Morning for Visionaries. If you have any questions about any of the tools I listed here, let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So see you next time. Thanks. Bye.